Rukshan commander crawling from under the table.
I'm getting ready for conscription into the not the US military, the Australian military.
I mean, they're going to make us forcibly join soon, aren't they?
That's it. That's it. Alright guys, welcome to the news vlog. I'm here, Senator Babet.
Hey guys.
He's dragged me along to Hobart to meet some cousins?
To hang out forward with all the cousins. Guys, we're kidding, okay? If you can't take a joke, then it's probably not the right channel for you. But we know that you're not all cousins, only some of you are cousins. Thank you. Legend.
Some fish and chips to start off with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we live?
What
rolling?
It's rolling, yeah.
Oh,
that's good.
Hey everyone. What's
Guys,
going on?
Rukshan here. Not every day that I get to do a vlog with a senator from the Australian Parliament. So Senator Babet, thanks for joining on as a co-host.
As a co-host, I know, right?
Yeah. So
Thank you for inviting me.
What are you doing in Hobart today?
So today I had an interview with a lady named Louise Elliott.
Yeah.
Temporarily a former councillor. So basically she attended a Let Women Speak rally last year. And as a consequence of attending that rally, she essentially got, well, temporarily booted from the Hobart City Council, I think it is. So we interviewed her today, and that interview will come out probably tomorrow.
And where can they find it on the Babet Show?
The Babet Show. YouTube, of course. So just jump onto YouTube, jump on my Twitter, jump on my Facebook. Just got to search for Senator Babet. I'll come up everywhere.
Awesome. Well,
got some few chips, yeah?
Yeah, we're having some fish and chips, guys. So good Aussie tradition. Is it actually Aussie tradition or is it a
English?
English. Speaking of the English, the story I wanted to cover was around Australia Day, and I know we're sick to death of talking about it, but it's come out that a couple that was wearing Australian flags and walking through the city were threatened with arrest in Victoria.
In Melbourne?
In Melbourne. I'm
not surprised.
I'm going to read a bit of this story.
Sure.
All right. A couple who claim they were threatened with arrest for donning Australian flags on Australia Day have shared their disappointment at the situation. Frank Stadanders told the Bolt Report on Monday night how he and his partner Dee Thorley wore a pair of Australian flags atop their heads on January 26 as they walked the streets of Melbourne. While stopping at a shop after attending the Shrine of Remembrance 21 gun salute, the couple found themselves near Invasion Day protests featuring Palestinian and Aboriginal flags. Within 2 minutes, a police officer approached me and said, "You are under arrest for inciting a riot."
Just like that. Just approaching just like that.
Yeah.
And that's what it says. I can read it there.
And look at this couple. Just looks like an ordinary Aussie couple. They're proud to celebrate Australia Day. They have some flags. They've gone to the Shrine of Remembrance as a part of this celebration.
That's atrocious. Within 2 minutes, a police officer approached me and said you were under arrest. Rukshan is not kidding. That's exactly what it says. That's just wild.
Yeah. Why is this happening in our country where we can't proudly wear the Australian flag?
Yeah.
And walk,
at the shrine.
At the shrine, no, they walked away from the shrine. It doesn't matter. Any street in Australia,
anywhere,
we should be able to don our national flag without being.
I think look, mate. It's just shameful. It's absolutely shameful. What should have happened, if anything, is the police should have said, "Welcome, sir and ma'am, to the shrine or wherever you're actually walking through, and we'll look after you and protect you from these vile protesters that are looking to do harm to you because you're wearing the Australian flag." It's the other way around. I should have arrested the protesters, not threatened the lovely man and looks like his partner just walking through. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous story, right?
And if we don't stop speaking up about stuff like this, if we don't stop pushing back and not being okay with stuff like this, it's going to continue, and it's only going to get worse. What do you think?
No, I think so, mate. I think so, definitely.
By the way, do you want to tell them where we are right now? I don't know.
Where are we? I don't even know where this.
I have no idea.
Viewers in Hobart.
Viewers in Hobart.
Viewers in Hobart, yeah. Which is on the waterfront of Hobart, where all the little restaurants are. We're having a pretty good time.
Yeah, I've told people I'm not doing a travel or food vlog.
Oh right.
So if you want to watch travel or food vlogs, go to Senator Babet Show. Right?
Yeah,
that's where it happens.
Exactly. Go there.
Next story I have is you might not know this, but Godfrey's vacuum company, massive company, 100-year-old company in Australia, it's collapsed. It's going into administration. and it cited obviously the difficult times they're having with the current economic situation, and also the cost of living pressures are a part of that. They've also cited the issues that COVID caused to their business, and we had those lockdowns, all these issues. But this is a 100-year-old iconic business that's going out of business. Jobs are going to be lost. Why is this happening more and more?
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if many more Australian businesses close down over the next few years. I mean, our Prime Minister, Miss Albanese, and he's in the entirety of the Labor Party, in my opinion, they are mismanaging the economy. So just in the 47th Parliament, I believe we've passed so far approximately 185 new bills. New pieces of legislation have been passed. We don't need any more rules. We don't need any more bits of legislation. What we need to be doing is we need to be repealing legislation, because all that happens is you make it harder and harder for small and medium businesses, specifically small and medium business, to operate, because they don't have the army of lawyers. They don't have the team of people that can sit there and analyze every bit and piece of legislation and run their business.
Well, it's even these big businesses now, right? This is an established business, 100 years old, and this is what they're saying. They're saying, sadly, like many retailers, we have been heavily impacted by consumer confidence and spending due to the economic era of high inflation, rising interest rates, and intense cost of living pressures.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, vacuums, maybe in today's market, there's not maybe too much interest in these type of products for them to, stick with that kind of same brand. Who knows? I don't know about
too
those
hard
things, right?
to do business here. It is too hard to do business in this country. We need less regulations. We need less taxation. We need to make it easy for people to start and keep a business. It's very, very important. Now, a lot of people will rag on businesses and things like that, but mate, without a healthy, thriving private sector in businesses, you don't have a job. There's no tax base. So it's in our interest to encourage these people.
I'm going to cut you off there. This is not the Senate. This is not you can't go on your political spills here. We've got to get to the next news story.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This one, you like this one.
Why'd you get me started? I can't stop, right?
This is from the Daily Mail. EU calls for gendered language to be banned, with phrases such as no man's land or Joe Public axed, and king and queen phrased queen and king to put the female first. Let me read this article first. The EU has called for gendered language such as no man's land and Joe Public to be axed. A 61-page document advises policymakers, legislators, and the media to revise the order of common phrases such as king and queen or brother and sister, in which the male comes first. It suggests to try swapping the order of these phrases.
Who's called for this? The EU. What do you mean by the EU?
But we're seeing this more and more, like this
These
attacks
people
on
are
language.
nuts.
Obviously, we have an issue that we talk about a lot is around gender issues, male and female, transgender. But even within the language space, they're trying to change these things.
You know what this is all about, Rukshan? Ultimately, it's about looking for things to make all of us fight over. It's about looking to create division in society. It's about tearing apart the very fabric of what it means to be the West, really. And by getting us to fight about trivial, dumb little things like this, all they are able to do is have more power and control over our society. That's all that they're doing. It's an exercise in division. And at the end of the day, the EU's got bigger problems than gendered language. I mean...
Well, I'm going to get to the EU's problems.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Right?
But they got some big problems. Their country's falling apart.
Yeah, their country's falling apart.
Their countries
and another country and another leader falling apart is Joe Biden. And yesterday...
Joe Biden fell apart.
I don't know if you watched my vlog yesterday, but I did a story about Taylor Swift being the saving grace, apparently, of Joe Biden's campaign. She's going to come in. They're going to get behind her. And it's a bit of a psyop that people are saying, and some people are saying it's a bit of a conspiracy. Yeah. But it actually turns out the New York Times is running a story now about this exact same thing.
Yep.
And this is what they say. Inside Biden's anti-Trump battle plan and where Taylor Swift fits in. Watching Donald Trump ascend the newly energized Biden campaign is aiming to make the general election all about him. It's all hoping for some big endorsements, right? Because normally they run these celebrities, the Democrats, right?
Yep.
All the celebrities say, we're going to leave the country if Trump wins.
No, of course.
And they cry about all types of things, right? And look at the situation.
And they never leave.
They never leave.
They never leave.
They never leave. And look at the situation we're in today, which I'm going to get to. But this whole idea about Taylor Swift being the key, what do you think about this? Have you heard about this?
I haven't heard about it, but I already know how it would play out if it did happen. So Taylor Swift is dating that footballer in America. So it's kind of like one of those, romance made for the tabloids kind of thing. it would be
And you know that
interesting.
footballer, I'm sorry to cut you in,
Yeah.
he's actually called Mr. Pfizer. Because he does endorsements for Pfizer.
How is that
Right?
for
So
a
a
psyop?
guy that's dating Taylor Swift,
Yep.
this famous footballer, does endorsements for Pfizer.
Crazy.
Taylor Swift has been looking at, the Democrats are looking at her to promote the party.
Yep.
It's all interlinked, isn't it?
all interlinked. It's a great coincidence, right? So she might come out and and say I support Joe Biden, and all of a sudden he might become a bigger superstar than what he already is, or perhaps they go on to win the Super Bowl or whatever it is, or
Yeah.
do really well in the season. And now it's like a prince and princess type of
That's right.
of American social media, pop culture endorsing
That's right.
the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I mean their plan is
too convenient.
Their plan is to get Joe Biden to go to Taylor Swift concerts
Oh, right.
and actually show up on stage.
He'll fall asleep before the concert even starts, all right? Give the man his ice cream, he's going to bed.
And on Joe Biden, I wanted to hear this story that from news.com.au today. Michelle and Barack Obama are quietly planning a shock bid for her to become president, forcing Joe Biden out, rumors claim. Now, you're a big supporter of President Trump.
I am a big supporter,
I
yes.
see you proudly discussing this. Do you
Proudly.
think Michelle Obama is the person, I was about to say the man, to take out Donald Trump?
Well, pun intended. Is she the man or woman to take out Donald Trump? I think if she were to be placed into that position as the nominee for the Democratic Party, it would be very, very dangerous to the Trump campaign. Absolutely. First of all, she ticks many diversity boxes.
Yes.
She's black. Okay. Tick. She's a woman. Arguably. Tick. She was the First Lady previously, obviously under Barack Obama. And if she was placed in that position, and which is what it will be, she will be placed there by the people behind the scenes, and that spells a lot of trouble for the Trump campaign. I mean, I hope that Mr. Trump, President Trump, number 45, he and his campaign can triumph through that, but it definitely will make it harder, because at the moment, who are they up against? They're up against a decrepit, child-sniffing old man. Which, everything I said there is true.
Well, he doesn't
Go and Google it.
He doesn't know where he is half of the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to come for my next story, which is around the fact that Joe Biden is looking at, some type of attack in the Middle East as a retaliation for the death of U.S. soldiers in Jordan. And they're blaming the Iranians. Now, I'm just going to quickly read this article from The Guardian. Obviously, they're saying this thing. There is a mega bomb waiting to explode in the Middle East. Biden must not light the fuse by attacking Iran. The unprecedented Hamas terror attacks on Israel on 7th October set a fuse burning under the entire Middle East. Now the fearsome and figurative mega bomb to which that fuse is ultimately attached, direct conflict between the US and Iran, may be about to explode with devastating consequences. With every day that Israel's illegal bombardment of Gaza continues, with every new estimate of tens of thousands of Palestinians dead, a huge detonation edges closer. From the Red Sea to Iraq, Syria and Lebanon, an escalating 4-month spiral of violence, principally involving pro-Palestinian Iran-backed militias, has been inexorably building. Now, following Sunday's latest militia attack on a US base in Jordan that killed 3 American soldiers and injured many others, and which the President Joe Biden has specifically blamed on Iran, has the point of no return being reached? Is this it? Is the bomb about to go off? Now, this is an opinion piece, and you can tell from the language around Palestine they have a particular view. But the broader point I wanted to bring up is Joe Biden. You're saying he doesn't know where he is half the time, and right now
He's not calling the shots.
we're teetering on the edge of some type of massive conflict in the Middle East, and he's about to call some type of action. Australia, you as a senator, what's your position on all of this?
My take on this is we should stay the heck out of there. Stay the heck out of the Middle East. The people that run the show from behind the scenes, these deep state individuals, they want nothing more than to go back into the Middle East, because as we all know, Donald Trump took them out of there. Right?
Yeah.
They want to go back in. They're looking for any excuse that they can get their hands on to go back in. I won't stand for it. We need peace in the Middle East. We need to, ideally, we need to have Donald Trump back in the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue. He would never have allowed
before Donald Trump became president, during those elections and stuff, or even during the 2020 election, you'd turn the TV on and they'd be like, "Oh my God, he's going to start World War III. He's gonna press the big red button. He's so clumsy. He's going to get us into so much trouble."
Yeah.
But right now, there's a war between Ukraine and Russia.
Yep.
Israel, Palestine.
Yep.
There's wars all over.
Would have never happened under Donald Trump.
We're looking at more
Never.
conflicts with Iran potentially. The Red Sea, our imports and all that kind of stuff's been attacked by the Houthis.
Trade routes, yep.
Trade routes. It's all happening under Joe
It's
Biden.
all happening under Joe Biden. So everything that they said would happen under President Trump has actually happened under President Biden. Absolutely everything. We need Trump back in the White. I'm a big supporter of Trump. Now, people will often ask me, why do you support Donald Trump so much? He's an American, you're an Australian. The reason why I support Trump so much is because whatever happens in America eventually finds its way here to Australia. We're only a few years behind them, right? And America is our biggest and most important ally. If we don't have a strong America, a brave America, a proud America, we will suffer. We will suffer because we're all part of the Anglosphere. So it's in all of our interest to have a peace-loving president back in the White House, not one that's being completely controlled by, from what I can tell, warmongers that are looking for any excuse to go back into the Middle East. I don't think so. Not on my watch. I will fight back against this as hard as I can every single day.
Thank you, Senator Babet. I think we've got to enjoy our food now. I'm pretty hungry after a long day of being worked by the
Work
government.
to the bone.
Well, you're not
to the
the
bone.
government, you're worked by Senator Babet.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys, for tuning in to the news vlog. If you want to follow along with what I do, you can find me on YouTube at The Real Rukshan. Hit that subscribe button. You can also hit the notification bell if you want to see my work and beat the algorithm.
Yep.
You can also find me on X, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, at The
Everywhere.
Real Rukshan. And where can people find Senator Babet?
Just type in Senator Babet everywhere. You'll find me. I'll come up.
Yeah. Will they find you at Parliament House? Do
You will find me at Parliament House next week. So
Yeah, so
we'll
Parliament starts next
begrudgingly be
week.
going back. Yeah, we're begrudgingly going back. I've got to go back into that cesspit and deal with all those inbreds in there. So that'll be fun.
I'm going to cut this off now. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.